1 week after the fire at the Gitega prison in Burundi, families of the victims are still in the dark about the remains of their loved ones. Some have already lifted their partial mourning. After the fire, we learned that our father was among the victims. We waited for the burial, but in vain, and we organized the partial mourning in accordance with Burundian tradition. Families complain they have not been given access to the remains of the victims. Legal representatives believe the state should have been involved in the funerals. These funerals should have been organized by the state. Failing that, at least the bodies should have been returned to their respective families so that they could organize the funerals themselves. So I dare to hope that it is one or the other option. We are still waiting for that day to come.
Que ce soit l'une ou l'autre option, on attend toujours ce jour venir.
The Gitega prison had a capacity of 400 inmates, but housed more than 1,500 prisoners. Former prosecutor Tatiana Sibomana raises the issue of overcrowding and suggests an alternative. Freedom is the principle and detention the exception. This principle should be translated into the laws and regulations of Burundi. All those who are serving their sentences and who have already served a quarter of their sentences should be released if at least their files are in order in terms of discipline.
Si du moins leur dossier présente une irrégularité en termes de discipline.
According to official figures, 38 people died and 69 were injured in the Gitega fire. Chinese telecoms giant Huawei is looking to build data centers in collaboration with countries in Africa. The latest data center was recently opened in Senegal. We contribute to the creation of data centers and the training of human resources. We are the partner to build the data centers, to provide the equipment, the platform, and to improve the connection with the applications of the different partners. On our side, we are also involved in training in this field, and we consider that it is the hardware and software that will make all the strategies work in this continent. Huawei has been banned in many Western countries, but at least 25 countries in Africa have no reason not to trust the Chinese company. I think that this is a very important subject. It allows sub-Saharan countries to start having their own infrastructure and manage their own data. Chinese company Huawei has a strong presence in the telecom sector in Africa.
Mozambican President Nyusi has urged people to comply with the measures to control the spread of the new coronavirus variant. He told everyone to get vaccinated against COVID-19 while threatening to introduce restrictions of services to unvaccinated people. This comes amid a rise in recent days of the number of daily infections. On Tuesday, the country registered more than 700 cases, a situation that has been worsening every day this month amid an emergence of the new Omicron variant. The country has already confirmed 17 cases of the new variant. Last month saw a steep decline in the number of daily infections, with the coronavirus figures being in the single digits before they started to rise again this month. The newly appointed Burkinabe Prime Minister Lassina Zerbo has outlined some of the issues he intends to solve in the country just after the selection of various ministerial dockets. Lassina said Burkina Faso now needs to face the reality by solving issues like terrorism that has been the main concern for the West African country. He said he will convene a meeting with the two ministers on this issue to further solve the security threat in the country. It is not a question of presenting the problems, but of providing solutions. What can be done to address these security issues? We will immediately discuss with the two ministers to see what concrete proposals are on the table to meet the needs of our military, gendarmerie and paramilitary personnel who are on the ground. The new Prime Minister further reiterated the need to tackle and reduce the cost of living in the country, where unemployment has been a major challenge for many years. We will try to reduce the cost of living of the state and to get closer to the people without making the state suffer. So sponsorships, I don't know what they are called. We will try to reduce this as much as possible so that the minister can devote themselves to their work. We are not saying not to go to the field. The ministers will go to the field, but on essential issues and issues that actually concern their various departments. The new Prime Minister is relatively unknown to most Burkinabes, but has gained some recognition abroad for his efforts towards banning nuclear explosive testing. The South African COVID-19 task force have revealed that 2 shots of Pfizer's COVID vaccine offers around 70% protection against severe disease from the new Omicron COVID-19 variant. The latest research out of South Africa suggests that 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine still offered protection against serious illness from this new variant.
The study indicated that there has been a reduction in the effectiveness of the 2-dose Pfizer vaccine against the general protection of infection. So it seems to provide 33% protection against infection, whereas previously in South Africa, and the previous variant was the Delta variant in South Africa, it provided close to 80% protection against infection. So quite a significant reduction in protection against infection.
The body further stated that early indicators suggest that it could be more transmissible, but promising data so far has suggested that vaccines still offer protection against Omicron.
The good news is what we are seeing in South Africa is a much milder course of disease. So what we're seeing is lower rates of hospital admission. So on average, we're seeing 29% less severity of disease compared to prior variants, and that is very, very good news.
Last week, South Africa approved booster shots for all citizens over 18 as it seeks to stem the rise of new infections.